Good day, everyone. Today's screencast is going to be another quickie, and today we're going to be covering how to correctly create search engine friendly URLs in WordPress. And we're going to do that by adjusting the permalink settings in your WordPress website. So, without further hesitation, let's get logged into my own website here so I can show you how to do this. Okay, so just real quickly, in case you're not exactly sure what search engine friendly URLs even are, let me just give you a brief explanation to what they are and what we're going to be doing. So first of all, in case you don't know what a URL is, it's a fancy word for web address. So this address up here in your address bar, in the case of a regular desktop machine, this is your URL. It generally starts off with your domain name, followed by a / and then whatever the name of the page is. Let me actually clarify a little bit. A good search engine friendly URL will be your domain name followed by / and then whatever the name of the page or post happens to be. In this case, I'm showing you what the URLs look like in WordPress right out of the box. So before you do anything to your permalink settings, these are the default types of URLs that you'll get. And as you can see, they're just simply made up of page IDs. Now, if you don't know anything about search engine optimization, one thing that search engines look for are URLs that are relevant not only to what somebody may have typed into Google or Bing or whatever search engine they happen to be using at the time, but also relevant to the content that's on the page. And that's why URLs are so important to get right, and they're so easy to correct with WordPress that it's worth taking the 45 seconds worth of work that it's going to take you to do it. It's worth it to do it. So that's why I wanted to create this video real quick. So I'm going to show you how to go into the back end of WordPress and make this a search engine friendly URL. So let's do it. Okay, so we're back in the back end of my own website again, and we're at the permalink settings. Now, just in case you don't know how to navigate to where I am on the back end of your WordPress website, you're simply going to go over here into your menu, and you're going to go under Settings and Permalinks right here. And I went ahead and I changed my own permalink settings to the default settings, which is what you're going to see once you do right after you do a fresh installation of WordPress. And this is the setting that generates those very non-search engine friendly URLs that we were looking at before. You can see right here, there's the page ID that gets generated with PHP. So now, depending on how you're using your WordPress website, there are two ways to fix this. If you do not have a blog within your website, in other words, if you're not using the blog functionality that is native to WordPress, and you don't have to, there's nothing wrong with that, then you can simply go ahead and choose post name as your permalink settings. Hit save changes, and we're going to go out here to the website, and as you can see, there's still the funky page ID as the URL, but when we refresh the page, you'll see that the URL refreshes and updates to a nice search engine friendly URL. It's the domain name / and then the name of the page, which is in-person services, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so if you caught what I was saying just a minute ago, you heard me say that this setting right here, let me go back to the back end, this post name setting was perfect for you if you were not using WordPress as a blog, or rather if you did not have a blog as part of your website, then this is the perfect setting to use. Nothing else needs to be done. But what if you are using the blog functionality of WordPress and your website does have a blog contained within it? Well, fortunately for the purposes of this demonstration, the website that I'm using to demonstrate on does have a blog. So let me show you how if you are using the blog functionality of WordPress, how you can actually make this URL a little more friendly. and I'll go a little bit deeper into it in just a second here. So let me jump over to my blog page, and you can see, following everything that I've said up to this point, it looks like it's a pretty search engine friendly URL, right? Here's the domain name, there's the /, and there's blog, which is the page that we're on. But what if I choose a specific post within my blog? In other words, let me scroll down a little bit. Let's just do this blog right here, Know Your Themes. So if you know anything about blogging in WordPress, if you've ever used WordPress as a blog, you'll know that when you create a blog post in WordPress, you're forced to have that post be within a category. And even if you don't choose a specific category, WordPress itself will put your post into the uncategorized category. So no matter what, you're always going to have a category for each and every one of your blog posts. And if you notice here, for this particular blog post that I wrote called Know Your Themes, you'll see after the home page here, which in this case is the blog, the category that we're in is WordPress DIY, or WordPress Do-It-Yourself. And you'll notice up here in the URL, we're missing the category. We can actually have that category listed as well as the page, or in this case, the post, the name of the post. So what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to jump out to the back end again. Give me just a second here. Okay, so here we are in the back end again, and you'll see this radio button next to post name is still checked. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that the URL is so friendly that not only will it give us the domain name as well as the page that we're on, but if someone is looking at one of our blog posts, the URL will actually say the domain name / the blog, or rather, I'm sorry, / the category that the blog post is in, / the name of the actual blog post. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So rather than leaving post name checked, we're going to go down to custom structure, and I'm just going to delete this right here. And I'm just going to start by putting the / and you're going to see that I've actually already used this before, so I don't have to bother to go through and type it out. I'll just leave it up on the screen long enough for you to copy for your own purposes. It's going to be what they've provided here with the / with a symbol for %, the word category. I'm going to close that with the symbol for %. Another /. We're going to open with a symbol for %, post name, %, and then / again. So I'm just going to leave that there for you for just a second so you can copy that down. And then I'm going to save the changes once again. And we're going to go back out to the front end of my website. I'm going to go back to the main blog page. And as you can see up here, we still have stwpress.com / blog, which is fine because this is the page right here that just gives you the header and a snippet of each blog post. But we're going to go back down to this Know Your Themes blog post and click on that. And as you can see back up here in the URL, we have a completely perfect search engine optimized friendly URL. We now have stwpress.com, which is the domain name, / WordPress DIY, which is the category that this post that I put this post under, and then the name of the post itself, which is Know Your Themes. So there you have it. I hope this was a helpful screencast for you. I hope I didn't make it too long, but I wanted to explain what was going on every step of the way to you. So if you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, please leave them below, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.